to the bad guy. Yeah, Chico. Yeah, Chico. You're talking to the bad guy. Toothpicking your eye. I'm that guy. Hey, yo. Look, something happened to these, something happened to you, okay?
What's going on, everybody? It's Coach Boz here. We got SMACM World, got another special guest, Olympian champion, Miss Brittney Reese, the Beast, whatever name she want to go by, man. How you doing, Brittney?
I'm doing good. How you?
I'm glad you're here, man. I'm really excited to get you on here. Come on SMACM World and just talk about your journey and what you're doing since you retired this past season for the Olympics. Let's just start off basically with your high school career as far as track and field. What are your most memorable moments for doing track with Coach Jones in Gulfport High?
I think my most memorable moment probably was me getting into the long jump, actually. I kind of got into the long jump in 11th grade. So I tell this story all the time, but Coach Jones came to the basketball team and was looking for a long jumper at the time. I'm a 400 meter runner. So this was my opportunity to get out the 400 because I hated it. So he let some of the girls go and watched a couple of them jump. And for me, I just kept begging him, asking him, let me try. And he finally let me try, and I jumped far. And I think it was around 16 feet. And he was like, go do it again. And I went and did it again. He was like, okay, so you're going to do long jump, and then we're going to switch. I think at the time it was Andrea. We'll switch Andrea back to 400. So I think that was probably my most memorable moment because that kind of set me up to where I am today.
Gotcha, man. Definitely was a great move by Coach Jones. Shout out to Coach Jones, man, making that career move for you. So when did you realize I'm really good at this? I can go to college and get my education paid for. What was that moment? When was it? 11th or 12th grade?
I'd probably say 12th grade. But honestly, I think it came with me playing basketball. Okay. A lot of people don't know I went to community college, went to Perth, Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. So there is where I realized that I wanted to do track and field. We had an incident in community college where the team, some of the girls on the team ended up getting caught with drugs. And so we went to, I think it was district or something like that with 6.5 people. And I say half because one of the girls' ankles were hurt.
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, so we was we got whooped basically.
Yeah.
And I was real upset about the whole situation. So I talked to my mom, and she was basically just told me, if you want to rely on other people, continue to play basketball, because I had basketball scholarships that I could take after community college. And if you want to make yourself go in track and field. So I think at the time was where I was like, you know what, I done played basketball enough, let's try track and field. So that's probably where I realized that I can kind of do something in track.
I got you. So I know basketball was originally your first love.
Right, correct.
So I kind of want to ask you this now, since you retired. Have you thought about at least trying out for WNBA? It's a thought to have.
Yeah.
You're a world athlete.
Yeah.
You can perform at a high level. So did that ever run across your mind?
It definitely ran across my mind. Watching it on TV, I still do today. It still is one of my first loves. It'll never go away. But I just know that I don't want to train no more. So
Man,
I don't want to train that hard anymore.
I got you right. And kind of explain to the youth and the college athletes, high school athletes, what it took day to day to be a college and a professional athlete. I don't think kids understand what it goes with it.
Yeah. So when I was at Ole Miss, I turned pro kind of early, but I still was in college. So it took a lot, I'm having to travel and still make sure I'm getting my schoolwork turned in. Going to practice, just long days of studying and practicing, and still trying to make sure I'm eating right, my body is in the right condition, and my recovery is correct. It was stressful, but it comes with with my goals, and my goals was to be a top athlete. So I just made sure I did what I was supposed to do at the time.
Oh, that's good stuff. So far as you had a standard, right? So far as eating, sleeping, proper training, who kind of helped you, because you're a kid, you're still a kid, when you're in college. Who kind of helped you, hey, Brittney, this is the way it's done.
Right.
for you to be an elite athlete, this is what you need to do? Who kind of gave you that?
So I would say my college coach and the help of Ole Miss, because like I'm saying, I'm a professional now. So they were lucky enough for me. I could stay there and still lift. I could stay there and still. I saw the nutritionists out there a couple of times. They recommended somebody for me, like masseuse and things like that, chiropractic. Yeah, they really blessed me, and I've always appreciate what the Ole Miss family has done for me, because they looked out for me when I turned pro. I mean, I was there for only like 2 years and turned pro early, so for them to still take hold of me and make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to be elite, can't do nothing but give them thanks.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You took advantage of the resources they was giving you, man, and you got to do that, because I think people like now, the society that, I'm not down talking to the younger generation, but they think they want it now. And it don't work like that. It's a process. You understood that. Thank God you did, and you had an illustrious career as far as being a college athlete, Olympian, and you represented everybody on the coast and the state of Mississippi. You just put it on your back. And we really, that's just giving you your roses now. Like, I don't think people understand what you did. And like I was talking to you, but we talk all the time. I'd be like, Brittney, I don't think you understand what you just did from 2008, that's when you became professional, to now. Yeah. Like, now that it's over with, like, we could talk about it and give you roses, like 4 straight Olympics. You placed, you got a medal in each one of them. Then you get world championships. And on top of that, you won a national championship in college. Yeah. Like, since you, like a lot of people, when they're in it, they don't really get the chance to cherish it. Like, oh, I did this. But no, in your case, I know this is what all elite athletes do. It's no different from Michael Jordan. Who was a great Deion Sanders when he played. Like, it's bam, I gotta get ready. Jerry Rice was another person that worked hard. Yeah, we won the Super Bowl, but let's get back. So that training, and I can understand why you say I'm done training. I love that I did my job, and but I just giving you roses now, man. You really a GOAT. Like it ain't no way around it, man. You a GOAT, man. And I know we good friends or whatever, but I ain't just saying it just because we good friends. Like, a lot of people feel like that, and you GOAT status, man. And it ain't no way around it. Like, what you did, Britt, I don't think you understand. I keep going on and on. But Ray, I just don't think you understand, Britt. But now, like, you retire, you can kind of look at your film and just pull your YouTube videos up. Like, man, I jumped that far.
Yeah, no. Like I said earlier, that just now that I can reflect on my career, that a lot of athletes in the sport doesn't get that longevity that I've had.
Right.
Me being in the sport over 10 years is kind of almost unheard of.
It's rare.
Especially in track and fields, because injuries could come about, and I was lucky enough to only have one serious injury that required surgery, but it didn't keep me out too long. So I'm real blessed in that area, because that's a major factor in our sport. So
definitely. So I want to kind of talk about your time and tenure at Ole Miss. A quick story, man. I was at a coaching convention when I was coaching in high school football, and your Ole Miss track coach, what's his name? The head track coach.
Coach Joe Walker.
Coach Walker. He was speaking, and then I'm just looking at him talking, and then he switched subjects. He said, well, I want to talk about the best track athlete I ever had. And boom, he throws it on the projector, and it's you. And I'm like, because he's coached for a long time.
Yeah.
So he brings you up, and I'm looking, I'm like, it's Brittney. And he goes on to talk about, she's a hard worker. She does everything we ask for. Her work ethic is second to none. She just was a beast. That's where she got the name from. So I don't know if, like,
I did get the name from Ole Miss.
Yes, so that's like, she was a beast. She really went beast mode. Like, if you say, you got to know Brittney to understand what I'm saying, because you soft spoken.
Yeah.
Like, she don't talk. She to herself. But when that lights come on, she turned into a beast. It's beast mode. And then a lot of people didn't know that. That's how you got your name. And then that he was like, she's gonna win a gold medal in the Olympics, and it was like 2012, and that was like around my last time I was coaching around that time. And he called it, and you won a gold medal that year, and I was just like, man, that's crazy. Like, everybody attention in that room, he had everybody attention talking about you, and then I'm just like, know her. You know her like that. I know her. Like, but that was just a special moment. But that's just, I kind of like talk about, you know, going against those elite athletes in the SEC, just all over NCAA, man. It's a lot of people that's a dogs.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So how was your approach in college?
For me in college, I just was going in there just to have fun and make sure I do what I'm supposed to do. Like you said, the SEC is one of the top conferences, just above all in every sport there is. So just going out, and that kind of probably prepared me for who I am today. Also, just going against some of these top athletes week after week after week, and seeing these same like jumpers week after week, and like even though I was winning, I was still getting pushed to win, you know. And I was not just only a long jumper. I did high jump, I did triple jump, and I did 4x1. So I mean, I'm getting my butt whooped in the high jump and in the triple jump. Like I just was beasting in the long jump. But it, like you said, it's the SEC is hard, but I enjoyed going to that type of a conference because I always wanted to be pushed. Like I don't shy away from competition. Like I want to be where the greats are at because that's where I want to showcase my talent too, because I know if the spotlight gonna be on there, I'm gonna be in the spotlight too. I'm most likely gonna win it regardless though. So I always want to be where the competition is at. That's me to this day. Still.
Oh yeah, never shy away from it. Man, it's a story, man. I kind of want to tell. When you was in high school, we played basketball. This was a B. Frank Brown. That's a long time ago. So, but man, everybody was in the gym. I don't know what we doing. We just playing around. You know, people start dunking, right? And then, I don't know if somebody said something to you, Brittney, but they're like, you can't grab the rim, and you went up and grabbed the rim and like let it go, and then everybody was like, what just happened? Like, I remember that, and I was just like, man, Brittney really grabbed the rim. Like, she really got bunnies. She got some ups. That's what we used to say, ups. She got some ups. But yeah, that was, I don't know what that came. I don't know why I didn't say that earlier. But yeah, you always was a jumper, man. You always could get it in,
I think from as a little kid, you know, just growing up in Gulf Miss. I grew up in Gulf Miss with all the other kids, and just jumping in trees. You know, jumping off the building, like the second floor, we was bad. Like, and like just me going into buildings, just hitting the top of the door, just like I feel like I've always been a jumper, and I just naturally just been a jumper. So it was just a coincidence that I just decided to be a jumper professionally.
I got you, man. So you know, after the 10-year Ole Miss, you win the national championship, and it's the time for you to go pro. So what was the final decision for you to say, okay, I think I'm ready to take it to another level?
It wasn't even in my, like, the crazy thing, it wasn't even my decision.
Okay.
Like my college coach Joe Walker was the one. He came up to me and was like, "You need to go pro."
he knew what he was talking about. He knew what he was talking about.
He was like, "You're not getting pushed enough, staying in college. Like, you need to go make money. You need to go overseas and be pushed more because you're going to win this. This is easy for you." Like, and then, like, this is my second year because in 2007 I made my first team. It ended up placing 8th in the world. Okay. So the Olympics
still a college student.
And I'm still a college student. So in 2008 I won indoor nationals and outdoor nationals, and that's when he was like, "You make the team, like, you need to go sign a contract with some company and go pro. Like, that's your best bet. Like, staying here, like, I can keep you here, but you need to go. You can go make money."
That's huge.
And yeah, you know, just having like people like that behind me, like just having, because I see a lot of college coaches in track and field that just hold talent, and these kids can easily go pro and make money. And they just hold them, and it's because it's almost like a selfish type thing. Like, we could win a national championship with you, so we're going to keep you here. He wasn't thinking about that. I mean, we wasn't winning no national championship, no way, but just the fact that he was like, it's better for you.
Let you fly.
Let you go do your thing, and we'll be all right.
Man, definitely. He always gonna hold a special place in your heart because
most definitely. Most definitely.
Couldn't pay you to say nothing bad about him
at all.
Yeah. So you finally go pro. You know, your first you place high in the indoor. Was it indoor? Was it an indoor jump? Okay, so you place high in there. Now when you, like I said, you was in it. Is everything, all the success starting to move fast now? It's like, oh, you gotta go here, you gotta go here. Like, you know, success comes in levels.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you feel like after that the pro event, you place first? Is it everything going fast now? Ain't nothing, because you know how sometimes it can go.
After winning the first world championships, everything goes fast. Like they want you everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can do indoor, you can do outdoor, but they want you at these meets, and you just have to make your schedule according to what you and your coach feel like is the best way to approach it.
Gotcha.
Because they'll want you everywhere.
Oh man, so I'm glad you didn't get burnt out on that. So,
I don't play that. I don't play that.
yeah, that's cool, man. So now 2008, what was that? Was that Sydney?
That was 2000 Beijing.
Beijing. All right, so let's go to 2012. How did you prepare for that track meet? How did you prepare for those Olympics? How was that?
Yeah, so I would take it all the way back from 2008 in Beijing. It's what set me up for 2012.
Gotcha.
In 2008, I ended up placing, at the time, I'm fourth now, but at the time, I placed fifth. Mm-hmm. And I was devastated at that time because they were projecting me to get third. And I'm thinking in my mind, I'm going to get third,
Right.
But I placed fifth, so I'm on the ride back to the Olympic Village crying because I'm like upset because I feel like a failure, like I didn't do my best. And not count and put it in count that I just also finished college.
Right.
So, I
22 years old at that point.
Yeah. So I'm telling myself like, this could never happen again. Like this, you can't do this again. So I just started working hard. So in 2009, I won my first world championships outdoor. 2010, I won indoor worlds. 2010, I won outdoor worlds. 2011, I won worlds again. 2012 come around, I'm like, the only thing that's left is an Olympic medal.
Yeah.
So I'm preparing hard. Like I said earlier, I'm seeing a nutritionist. I'm watching my body. I'm watching my recovery time. Then my coach is doing things that I didn't even do in college. So you just running, because I felt like at that time I was faster and I was stronger than I ever had been. So we put a big emphasis on that and a big emphasis on my landing, because at the time my landing it was still terrible. So we just honed in on my landing, honed in on my speed, and honed in on my strength. And the only thing for me and I was killing everybody all year long in 2012. So I knew that all I had to do was just go out and just beat myself, and ended up with the gold.
I got you, man.
Yeah.
I remember the day you won the gold medal. I was still teaching and coaching at Gulfport High, man, and that was a special moment for everybody because over the announcement, Mr. Lindsay had announced it. Coach Lindsay, Coach Lindsay had announced it on the intercom, and everybody went crazy. He went crazy. It was like fourth or fifth block, man, because the time difference. So it was crazy, man. I was just like, dang, she really did it. And like, you're not really, I don't think people was realizing what was happening, like gold medal in Olympics. It's the best in the world.
Yeah.
You was the best in the world for a long time, and man, it's crazy. I still, it's still like surreal because I think they end up having a thing for you, and I guess they retired your track and they made a monument for you.
Yeah, that's so dope. It's still out there. It's dope.
They showed it, and they had this banner that was so dope. They showed how far Brittney Reese jumped this far.
Oh, really?
When you didn't realize it because you was on the podium.
Oh, okay.
So behind you was a banner saying Brittney Reese, the Beast, jumped this far, and it was a long banner, and it was like, everybody was like, "That's how far she jumped." Yep, that's how far she jumped for a gold medal, man. So those times I'll never forget, man.
Yeah.
Just great that you was able to share it with your alma mater at Gulfport High.
Yeah, most definitely.
And just the community period on the coast. Just everybody got to enjoy that, man.
Yeah, for sure. I'm always about giving back and making sure, because I want the kids here to understand that you can too do great things if you just put your mind to it.
Most definitely. So all right, so let's go. You just win a gold, so you still at a high level. You're the best in the world right now. You are the best in the world. Can't stress that enough. So 2016, you know, you still defending your title. You still, you know, training and eating the right things. Recovery. During your recovery, what are you doing? Like, far as when you say recovery, are you like meaning like sleep or like just getting the muscles right?
Yeah, so sleep. I have these Normatec boots. I don't do ice baths because I don't like being cold.
No, I don't get many of those.
I can't do those.
Yeah.
So I have these boots, these Normatec boots that's kind of like just squeeze your leg and then release blood.
I think I've seen them before.
Yeah, so I have those. I do rehab, prehab, things before practice and then things after practice.
That's included. All that's training. That's considered training.
That's training. Yeah.
I can see why you say it. So do you feel like you had to be kind of like, because I had these conversations about football.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be a little crazy to play football. Do you feel like you had to be a little thrown off a little bit to keep putting your body through that over and over?
Oh yeah, because the impact is just boom, boom,
Boom,
boom.
boom, right.
Like I'm doing this for a living. Like
Right.
I'm literally beating my body to land on hard sand for a living.
Yeah.
But you know, if you keep your body going right and keeping the strength up, it's not that bad.
I got you. So all right, so 2016 come, defend the title again. Take us through like right after 2013. That's when the World Championship starts. So take us to 2013 to 2016, preparing for that.
Yeah. So 2013 is actually the year I won another World Championship. The following that year. So okay, let me back up. So in June, I tore my hip labrum in 2013.
Was it painful?
It was.
Okay.
Because at the point I knew exactly. I tore it in Rome. I felt it when I tore it, and I'm thinking it's just something, you know, tweaked it. So I'm getting MRI and things like that.
Gotcha.
Nothing. They're not showing anything, but I'm still feeling it. So for me, I'm just like, just forget it. Like I'm taking ibuprofen and I'm putting icy hot on it, biofreeze, and numbing it up and just going to go jump.
So you jumped through the tour.
Yeah, I won in 2013.
Yeah, you gotta be thrown off a little bit. You gotta be thrown off a little bit. But that's just a competitive spirit. You know? You're like, man, I'm not. You know what they say? Either you're injured or you're hurt.
Yeah,
it's one of those.
And
cases.
I knew I could still jump.
Yeah.
If I numbed it up, so I just numbed it up. I think I even got a PRP shot. I got a shot or something, a cortisone shot in it, and it numbed it for a little bit. And so I went into 2013. I think it was in Russia. Ended up winning that, and I took a break to see if like it just was tired. So we start back up in October, and it comes right back. I was like, something is wrong. So they send me off to Colorado to get an MRI with the dye in it. It comes back and shows that I tore my hip labrum, and the week after that, I ended up having surgery. So this is when I finally had my first like downfall to where I felt like I was about ready to retire early because of the simple fact that in 2014 I felt I had to get back because I was a Nike athlete, and in my contract I think I had to have like 6 meets, and I'm coming off an injury. Like I think I missed all of indoor, and I think around like by April or May, it's time for me to start back jumping. And so I started back jumping, and I'm not even jumping near like
your standard.
My standard.
Right.
Like I have a high standard for myself, but I'm not. Like my standard is ridiculous.
Yeah.
My standard, and it's not even fair for myself. But
you gotta do that.
And I'm not even jumping close to it. So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm talking to my mom. Like I'm getting depressed. Like maybe I need to retire. You know, because things not going right. We got World Championships coming up next year, and because 2014 was an off year, so there was no championship. So I just had to fulfill my contract. Gratefully. So 2015 rolls around, and the way World Championship works, if you win, you get the bye for the next one. So because I won in 2013, I got the bye for 2015. So you know, I'm still kind of like, it is what it is. I possibly can get something out of it. So I automatically get the bye, and I go to World Championships, and I don't even make it out the qualifying round. So And it's because I ended up having spasms, and the spasms came from my hip, like just being whatever it got going on with it. And from there on is when I went to a deep depression and was really considering retiring. So my coach recommended me a therapist.
Okay.
And so me and her got to talking, and basically I didn't want to retire. I just was mad because I was losing.
Right.
So me and her worked. I worked with her the rest of 2015, from September all the way to about 2000, and I think me and her stopped talking 2019, something like that. So for helping me get back on track. So like I said, I just didn't want to lose, and so she helped me get back to where I was in 2016.
Man, you definitely, just that time period, it was a mental strain. Athletes always go there, and it's a lot of things that's popular now, mental health.
Mental health,
so definitely, I'm glad you took that serious, and like, because I mean, everybody goes through some form of depression.
Yeah, for real.
Whether it's sports or lost a loved one, it's always a way to get by that, and thank God you had resources to help you through that. So
correct.
that's good, man, that you said that. So 2016, it just wasn't your year. You didn't.
Well, 2016 is where I kind of got back to myself.
Okay.
Again, I was strong. I was ready. I was winning all my meets. I think I jumped 7 meters more than I've ever jumped 7 meters in my life. Everything was going good. Get to the Olympics, and the reason why I lost was because my bib scraped the sand before I actually landed.
They count that. I thought it was always the foot that they always
bib, whatever touches last is what they mark.
Gotcha.
And my bib scraped, and I lost.
That's so okay. So what did that put you at a mental state? Like, did it?
I was okay because for me, I'm the type of person. Well, now I am the type of person that everything happens for a reason. Okay. And it just wasn't my day. I mean, it just wasn't my day, and it just happened. So it's time to just go back to work, basically.
Go back to work. Okay. All right. So. Now it's time to, get ready for the 2020 Tokyo, and then the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
So, you already, pondered about retiring.
Right.
Now you like, is this gonna really happen? Yeah. Right? I'm pretty sure that's where you was at. So, take us through your mindset, get prepared for 2020.
So 2020, everything was going great. Jumping far in practice, looking strong. Everything's going good. Pandemic hit. We kind of on the fence of are they going to cancel our season or not? So where I train at the Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista, California, so they basically just closed that up. So now I have nowhere to train at, nowhere to lift weights, and so what happened was my coach, he did a remarkable job with this, but we went to parks, and he turned his garage into a gym, and I turned my garage into a gym. So I was able to get a bike, some weights and some general strength things, and so where I can able to just stay doing some stuff. And then we went to the beach a lot and worked in the sand. And they kind of said we could still have a season, but I was not risking it because I have a 13 at the time 12-year-old, so I didn't want to risk going overseas and bring anything back, and we're not even sure what this COVID situation is. So I kind of just cut that season to 2020 short.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that. You want to take care, make sure Alex is straight.
Yeah.
You don't want to threaten nobody's health. But 2021 comes, and they make some protocols and adjustments for all the athletes to come over there. So you finally in Tokyo. kind of give us experience of that.
Yeah, it was definitely different. By that being my fourth Olympic, I kind of know what
season vet.
Yeah, you kind of know what to expect. It was definitely different. A lot of people walk around with masks, hand sanitizer everywhere. You don't see as many people out and about like you used to. The Olympic experience is it's like no other. Like all the countries are in one area, like the big old apartment complex.
Gotcha.
And we have to wake up every morning and take a COVID test every single morning. It just was a lot of protocols that we had to do, like in the cafeteria, on the buses. Team USA we always go off and train somewhere else because they don't ever put us with anybody. We don't never have to go to a practice track to where other countries are. Like Team USA always take care of us. So yeah, we always get exclusive type stuff. So I mean, it was different. Get to the track, it's empty. Basically, it's just like coaches and then a couple of athletes that are from other countries if they want. If you could come cheer if you wanted to, but you had to be a track athlete to come cheer. So, it was a good experience. We still was able to get some kind of energy, but you had to, be smart or just know how to draw your own energy.
Gotcha.
And be your own motivation at that time. So, it was a learning experience for a lot of people, but it was fun.
That's great, man. That's great. So now, let's go to the actual event, your last one. This your last hurrah. Take us kind of your mindset on how you're going to approach the jump.
Yeah.
The opponents that you're going against. Like, give us some feedback on that.
Yeah. So I kind of knew going in that 7 meters was the mark that I needed to jump, which is 23 feet. I went in with those intentions, jumping that didn't happen. But the competitors that I've competed against, I've seen them before. I know what each competitor is. Like I'm a nerd in the sense of track and field. Like I know all my competitors. I know what they're capable of. I know what they do. I know what I'm capable of. But I also know what they can do and what they can't do. So I might get some surprises, which I didn't. But I know that the German chick was the one to look out for, and the Nigerian chick was one to look out for. So I just went in with the mindset of this is your last Olympics, this is your last 6 attempts. Just give it all you got and go home with something.
And you did. And you placed in it, and just even what you placed in, the third best jump in the world.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I
ain't too many people who say that.
Nah, I ain't.
So I want to go. I want to silver. I want the bronze. I want every medal that I possibly can win in Olympics. That's 1%.
Yeah.
That's just great, man. So now you on the other side. You retired. Please tell us what's plans for the Beast, Miss Brittney Reese. What that rhyme? I'm rapping on dropping these bars. But what are your plans? I'm gonna ask you this because I played college ball or whatever, and then I wanted to get right into coaching. Have you thought about coaching?
Yeah, so I'm thinking about coaching. I did coach 3 years while I was in San Diego.
Okay.
I coached at a community college, just my way of giving back and learning on the back end. So yeah, I'm thinking about going into coaching and giving back my knowledge to any kind of athlete I can get my hands on.
Most definitely. And I'll need you to do me a favor for anybody watching. Give me your Twitter handle and Instagram handle. I know one of your Twitter handles had got. Was it Instagram?
It's both of them. They
both of them got hacked. Well, go ahead and give it to them.
They be hacking me.
go and give me your social media.
Yeah, it's the LJ Beast. DALJ Beast.
Gotcha.
That's for Twitter and Instagram.
Gotcha, man.
Yeah.
One more question I had for you. I just slipped my mind that quick. What was it, Brittney? Oh yeah, I know what it is, man. Do you far as entrepreneurship? I have a training business or whatever. I train sports performance kids. Do you have any business outside of track and field?
Yeah, so I have a real estate business. It's called Legacy Empires, and I'm working on some other businesses, and I also got a clothing line possibly coming out in the next year or so. But I got a lot of projects that I'm working on outside of track and field, outside of coaching and things like that. So be on the lookout for the next year or so of what I got going.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna have to cop some of that merch from you, man. You already know that. We're gonna support you, man. Support us over here at SMACM Athletics and Street Geeks, man. We doing our thing too over here. My Britt, man, listen, 11 medals, multiple championships. Yeah, I believe, I don't even think we mentioned, like, you was high school Gatorade Player of the Year in high school at Gulfport High. I don't know how I missed that. We got to give your roses correctly around here. But, man, Britt, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, same here. Don't make it be your last time, man. We could just come up and talk about your upcoming ventures as far as your businesses.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just get that information out, man. We'd love to bring you back on here, man. You just gave us a brief journey, man. We should think about, meeting up with somebody in Hollywood. You in Cali right now. Get a biopic, man. Only person to do 4 in a row, man. 4 Olympics in a row. Ain't too many people did that to be able to compete at a high level like she did, man. Just appreciate you, what you did for the community down here on the coast. Just represent the state of Mississippi, Ole Miss, Gulf Coast. We both of us go blue. Me and them blue. We both of us went there. But Britt, man, I cannot hold you any more longer, man. But I do want you to do this. I always ask my guests to do this. Give the youth, grown ups, some inspiration before we let you go.
Yeah. So the thing where I would tell everybody is something that I love to do is I wake up in the morning. The first thing I do is give thanks. And it can be for anything, life, just show gratitude. And another thing that I love to do is I love to write down goals. And when it's better when you see your goals, that it pushes you to want to achieve them. So write them down, put them in a place that you'll always see them, and just strive and go for them.
Well, you heard it here, right here on SMACM World. The Beast, Brittney Reese. I'm Coach Boz, SMACM World. See you next time.
Yeah, Chico, something said a bad guy. Yeah, Chico. Yeah, Chico, it's something said a bad guy. Toothpick in your eye. I'm that guy. Hey, y'all. Look, something happened to these, something happened to you, okay?